Hello, welcome to SKR Yoga and Wellness. This is Sam. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to be doing a resistance band yoga. So, of course, the number one prop that you will need for this class is a resistance band. The type that I have is pretty much like your typical theraband that you would find in any dance supply store. So it's not looped. It does have two ends that we're going to use to grip. So this is the type of band that you will need to participate in the class. If you have one of those ones that come into a full circle, you might find this a little challenging. So this is the type of band that we're using, nothing else, no other props, just your mat. To start off though, we won't be needing this, so you can just bring it off to the side. And just as a fair warning, because we are using the resistance band, this will be a fairly intense class. We're definitely gonna sweat, definitely gonna work. Really working to build strength is the focus of this class. So once you've got your band and your mat and we're all set to go, you're gonna get started by coming onto all fours actually. So hands placing right under your shoulders, knees are right underneath your hips, and feel your belly button pulling in. So we're finding that neutral spine right away. And doing a little bit of a warm up before we get started, we're gonna inhale into cow position, so arching through the back slightly. And then exhale, pull the belly in, curving. And again, inhale, arch, lifting up the heart towards the sky. Exhale to curve. Twice more like that, just flow through the pace of your own breath. And last round, keeping your shoulders away from the ears, pushing the floor away from you. Coming back to your neutral spine, warming up the back a little bit. We're going to inhale, reach the right arm up towards the sky. Exhale, thread it underneath your left hand. So bringing your shoulder and your ear all the way down onto the floor. You can keep your left hand where it is, place it around your lower back. Or my favorite variation is to extend the arm up onto the fingertips and just adds a little bit of an extra stretch into the upper back here. Continue to breathe normally here. Try to feel that your hips are right over top of your knees. And if your left hand was extended or behind your back, bring it under your shoulder. Inhale to breathe the right arm back up. Exhale, place it down. And we're gonna go right away to the other side. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, thread it through, bringing your shoulder and ear down onto the floor, maybe extending that top arm. So today's class will focus a lot on the upper body. We're going to be strengthening the shoulder blades, the shoulder girdle, our biceps and triceps, all while also strengthening the legs with our typical yoga poses. So lots of really great stuff today. And we'll bring the right hand back under the shoulder. Inhale, push into that hand. Find your twist. Maybe you can open up a little bit further. And back to neutral. You're gonna sit all the way down onto your heels, and I'm just turning to face you so you can see a little bit easier what's coming next. Because we are using our resistance band and we're focusing a lot on the upper body, we will require a lot of strength through the wrists. So we're gonna just warm these up by doing some nice easy wrist circles, fully extending your arms out in front of you. Nothing crazy. And then we go the other direction. Try to find the extremes of your circle. So even though we're in fists, we're bending the wrists as far as they can go in every direction. And then keeping them forward, you're gonna extend your fingers and snap them back to fists really, really fast over and over again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 overhead. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 to the side. 3, 4, 5, 6. Same thing to the front, a little bit faster. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up overhead. You might start to feel a little bit of a burn through the forearms here. To the side, 5, 6, last round just as even faster. 5, 6, 7, up overhead. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, to the side. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now take it back in front of you. Lift the hands. So if you're saying stop, bend them down, and you might feel a really nice burn through the forearms and the wrists here, really building strength. Once more, up and down. Now turn your fingers so they're facing towards one another, and we open our hands like a door. Bring them back in. And again, open up and back in and open up and back in, and we're finished. Give them a nice good shake. And we're gonna come into just a quick little wrist stretch. I'm just gonna give myself enough space here. Take your hands and flip your fingers so that they're facing your body, and you bring your palms flat on the floor, shifting your weight forward, and then just ever so slightly take your weight back. So your hips come back just a little bit. You won't need a huge movement here before you start to feel that stretch. And you might feel that your dominant hand feels much tighter. Totally normal here. And then just take your hips back even farther. Allow the palms this time to lift up off the mat. So now you're bending through your knuckles and your fingers on the floor. And very gently from here, peel those fingers off, release. Let me give them a good wiggle. We're gonna do that same thing this time, palms facing up. So fingers are still pointing towards you, but palms are up. And then again, same thing, ever so slightly shifting your weight back so that you feel a little bit of a stretch. With your hands flipped this way, you might need to move even less before you feel that stretch. And just like we did on the other side, lifting the palms, so allowing your knuckles to bend slightly, just deepening the stretch in a different way. And peeling the fingers off, release. Last one, spreading your fingers, bringing your wrists together and bringing your hands onto the floor. And just very gently bring your weight side to side. Maybe even making little circles with your weight. Again, these are very subtle movements. It doesn't take much here. Make sure if you are doing circles that you also go the opposite direction. And release. Give your hands and wrists one last final good shake. And we're finally gonna pick up the band, and we're going to start today with some ab and core work so that all of that core is nice and strong and stitched together for the rest of our fairly intense flow. So you're gonna come all the way down onto your back, right in the center of your mat. And then you're gonna take your band and you wanna loop it with your feet in the center of the band and keep a little bit of space. So your feet are not all the way together. Your feet are about hip width distance apart still. And for this one, you might need to grab right at the edge of your band, depending on the length that you've got. And then you're gonna bring your knees right over top of your hips, and right away, you wanna feel your core engage. So we're not arching through the back here, you're keeping the lower back pressing into the mat. Feel like you're wearing a corset across the ribs, so we feel everything stitching into the center here, nice and strong, grabbing a hold of that band, elbows on the floor here. So your shoulders stay down, we have a nice long neck, lots to think about here. And then from this position, using resistance of the band, you're going to push into the band to straighten the legs. They come just to hover above the floor, and then they come back to that tabletop position. And then extend, inhale, exhale, take it back. As we extend, you want to still feel that your lower back is pushing into the mat. That's the most challenging part here, that we eliminate that curve. This is number 4, inhale, extend, exhale, bring it back. 2 more, inhale, exhale, take it back. Inhale, and exhale. Let's do 2 more just for fun. Inhale, extend all the way down. Exhale, take it back. And inhale. Exhale, take it back. Now, you're gonna keep your right leg in the center, extend your left leg out underneath you, and we're going to hover the left leg just an inch or 2 above the floor. You're gonna come up a little bit on your band, and on an exhale, just lift your chin towards the sky. So we're not curling towards your feet, but actually just looking up towards the sky. Feel that band in your arms, and we're going to inhale, extend the right leg down to meet the left. Exhale, lift it back up. Again, inhale, down. Exhale, take it back up. Again, inhale. And exhale. Once more like this, inhale, take it down. Feel that core lift, push that lower back into the floor. And from here, bring the band up overhead, point through both the feet, and feel that you're splitting your legs as far as they'll go. Holding here for 5, 4, split those legs, 3, 2, and we release. Hug your knees into your chest. Let the head maybe fall back down onto the mat. And we're gonna set up for the other side. So taking your left leg now, right in the middle of that band, kicking it up to the sky. Your right leg this time will flex, extend, and hover just off the floor. Exhale to lift the upper body just off the mat, so you're reaching your head towards the sky. And just like we did on the first side, inhale to extend. Exhale, bring it back up. Again, inhale. Exhale up, push the lower back. Inhale. Exhale up, keep the lower back on the floor. Last one, inhale. Exhale up and release the band. Take it up overhead, point through the feet. Split those legs for 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Let it go. Maybe let your body rock side to side. We have one final core exercise before we get into our flow. This one is going to take place up in a seated position here. You're going to take your band, take it through both feet, just like we did at the start of class, but this time, bring your feet right all the way together. And from here, you're going to want to grab maybe midway through the band. The closer you are to the feet, the much more difficult it's going to be, so you can kind of gauge what works for you. We're coming up into boat pose or a V-sit here. Keep the feet flexed, it just helps with grabbing the band. I'm going to adjust my grip a little bit here. So from this position, we're going to inhale, extend the upper body and lower body down, hovering above the mat. Exhale to bring yourself back to that V-sit position. Keep your elbows close to your body. Inhale, extend. Exhale, push it up. Inhale. And exhale. This is definitely a balancing exercise just as much as it is an ab exercise. Take it back up. 2 more, inhale. Exhale up. 1 more, inhale. Fight for that balance, exhale. Take it up and we'll release. Take your band, you're gonna bring it to the top of the mat and we're gonna cross the ankles, coming into a downward dog right away, nice and easy. Just paddling through the feet. Allow your core to relax a little bit after all of that work. Still finding a long spine. Reach your head and tail in opposite directions. And from this position, let's take it forward. Keep the feet tucked underneath and just let your hips fall down towards the mat. So we're finding a little bit of an arch here, allowing the abdomen to stretch after all of that hard work. And then from here, place the knees and the hips back down onto the floor, rolling onto your mat. We're just gonna take it into 3 baby cobras to fully complete our warm up here. So your hands can just come beside your ears, long through the neck. Inhale, we're reaching up. Exhale, taking the upper body back down. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, up. Exhale, back down. And last one. Up, fight for 1 more inch. Exhale, release. And let's take it back to that downward facing dog. Feel those heels reaching towards the floor, long through the spine. Maybe shake your head out, yes and no. And from this downward dog, you're gonna lift your right leg up. Keep it straight and square so we're not opening up that hip. And then slowly swing it forward. Step that foot between the palms and just let your back knee fall to the mat. I'm actually just gonna turn to face you for this next bit so you'll be able to see a bit better. So we're in our low lunge here. And you're gonna take your band and you're gonna just take one side of it and just place it underneath your heel. So that's how we're anchoring the band here. And then you're gonna grab that band, keeping your arm at a 90-degree angle. And you might need to adjust where on the band you stand on to anchor it. From this position, feel that your belly button's pulling in, that we're engaged through the thighs, so we're pulling everything into the midline here. Your opposite hand can go on your hip. And what we're gonna do from this position with this 90 degrees is we're just lifting the arm up to shoulder height. So not higher, not lower. And take it back down. Again, lifting. and down. Feel that belly button pulling in. 3, and down. And 4, down. We have 5, so really working through the shoulder here. We have 6, 2 more, just like that. 7, release. And last one, take it back down. You can release the band, take it to the front of the mat. I'm going to readjust myself here. So you're gonna tuck your toes, coming to a high lunge, so straightening through that back leg. And we're gonna take the band between both hands, lifting it up to our high lunge. Arms are reaching out in front of you. Stay low through the legs, so we have 90 degrees with the front knee. And from this position, you're gonna just lift the right arm up slightly higher. So we're on a diagonal here. And then you're gonna pull the band apart, take it back in. And you might need to adjust where your hands are on the band. The closer together they are, the harder this will be. 2 more right in front of you here. Pull your belly button in, feel nice and strong through the core. And we have 4 more, adding a twist. So you're opening the right arm up, twisting towards that front leg. Take it back to center where we started. Again, extend, twist, and back to center. So now we're really working the obliques. Keep the arms on a diagonal. Twist, back to center. On an exhale, we twist back to center, and we're gonna release forward. Step the back foot in a couple inches, 45 degrees with that back foot as we release forward into pyramid pose over that front leg. Breathing deep. Just coming into a little stretch, a little moment of rest for the legs. And now a little bit of a tricky transition from here. You're gonna turn your back foot so it's parallel to the short edge of your mat. Heels are still in one line. And then you're gonna lift yourself up to your triangle pose. So you need to take that left shoulder and open it up quite far so that you're now square to the long edge of your mat. And we're gonna take some arm circles from here. So your right hand is either resting on your shin or open facing forward like mine is. And you're just gonna take the arm forward, exhale down, inhale to reach the arm back up overhead. Again, exhale, and inhale back up overhead. Twice more. Move at your own pace, following your breath. And once you've completed your circles, you're gonna bring your body back to face the floor. You're gonna tuck your back leg, and we're stacking your right knee on top of your left, facing the opposite side of your mat. And the reason I'm facing away from you is because we're gonna use our band again behind our back. So it's as if we're coming into archer arms, but we're adding the band. So you're gonna hold the band in your left arm underneath you, and then the band in your right arm is going to extend up this way. So you wanna keep that elbow pointing up towards the ceiling. And then from here, you're extending through the band, finding a full extension with the arm, coming back to center. And again, extend up and back down. And again, extend up. Try to really anchor that left hand underneath you. Again, if you have to adjust how you're holding the band, please feel free to do so. Extend and back down. Let's take an exhale to extend, inhale to recover, and exhale, extend, back down. This is our last one. We're really working the triceps here. Extend, exhale, and take it back down. We're going to release the band, throw it towards the back of your mat, because that's the direction we're going to face next. So spin yourself to face the back of your mat, cross your heels, and we're gonna take a flow. So coming to plank this time. Inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. And tucking the toes, exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment to breathe here, just a few breaths, doing what you need. And we'll go ahead and do that same thing on the other side. So lifting the left leg up, keep it straight and square, nice and slow. Swing it forward, finding your low lunge. I'm gonna stay facing this way this time. Now that we kind of have an idea of what we're doing, taking your band, loop it under your heel as an anchor, grabbing wherever feels most comfortable, finding 90 degrees with that left arm, and make sure we're really pulling the shoulder blade into the center of our back here. So we're not curving through the upper spine, but we're keeping that shoulder blade plugged in, belly is in, pulling your legs in towards the midline. Here we go. We lift it up and down. And again, lift and down. 3, we're doing 8 in total, and 4, and down. Again. Down, and 6. How is your core doing? How are your legs doing? Are we pulling everything into the middle? Last one. This is 8. And down. We're gonna release, take the band in front of the leg, tucking the back toes, coming to your high lunge. And right away we lift up, staying low in those legs, reaching the arms out in front of you. And just like we did on the other side, this time your left arm is lifting up. So we have this diagonal line, and from this position, we're pulling across that diagonal, back to center. Again, pull. Center, feel your shoulder blades coming together behind you. And 4. Now we do 4 more, adding a twist. So we twist towards the front leg, towards that left leg, take it back. Again, twist and back. 3. Feeling those obliques. 4. And down, we release forward, step the back foot in, 45 degrees with those back toes, and we curve. This is a nice moment to catch our breath. Feel that nice lengthening and stretching through the front left leg here. Deep breaths. And transitioning to triangle now. So taking your back foot parallel to the short edge of your mat, and this time your right shoulder has the farthest to go, really has to open up to find your triangle pose here. Adding that right arm up overhead, and then doing your circles just like we did on the first side. So exhale as the arm comes down. Inhale to take it back up overhead. Exhale down. This side might feel a little different because we've already worked this right side. So really stretch through any of those kinks or any soreness that you might be feeling. And last one here, exhale and inhale, back up. Now, again, this tricky transition, bringing your body to face the floor, and then we bend into both knees, tuck your right knee under your left so that your knees end up stacking on top of each other in like a shoelace or a cow's face pose. And that way, we can go ahead and get ready for our archer arms. So we have our left arm high this time. Right arm is underneath as your anchor point, and really try to keep that right arm where it is. And then left elbow pulling up towards the sky, and we extend. Take it down. Again. And extend. Down. And 4. Down. 5. And 6. And 7. Last one here. 8. Back down. We're going to take our band, take it back to the top of your mat. Reposition yourself so we can cross at the ankles. Take your flow. So coming to plank. Inhale here, feel nice and long and strong. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And again, take a couple of breaths here. Breathing deep. Maybe shifting the weight a little bit side to side here. Do what feels good. And we will continue. So from this position, you're gonna breathe your right leg up to the sky. This time, open up that hip. So we're really finding our full extension through the legs. And then we're gonna swing it forward. Place that foot in between the palms, grabbing your band, and spin that back heel. So we're coming up to warrior 2 legs. So again, feel 90 degrees with your front leg, straight through the back, outside of your foot is pressing into the mat. We're bringing our hands out in front of us here. So grabbing the band in between your hands. Again, you gauge, the closer your hands are, the harder it will be. So from here, you're going to extend the band out, finding your warrior 2 arms, bring them back in front, Bend at the elbows 90 degrees. Same thing, open them up, but keep your elbows into your body, and then back to center. Again, extend, take it back, bend the elbows in, opening up with your elbows in close to your body, and back to center. Open up, feel your shoulder blades really coming together, and open, in. Last one. I'm finding it really hard to not hit my mic with this band as we do this. Take it back down and open up. Take it in. And from here, you're gonna come into extended side angle. So you're gonna bring your right elbow onto your leg, and you're gonna hook your band under your heel, just like we did in low lunge. Grab a hold of that band with your right hand. Left hand can go to your hip, and we're coming into some bicep curls. So again, gauge how close and how taut you want this band to be. The closer you are to your foot, the anchor point, the harder it's gonna be. So we exhale, curl the arm in. Inhale to re-extend. Again, exhale, curl it in. Inhale, extend. Your legs might start to feel this too. Exhale, curl. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one, exhale. Inhale, down. You can just drop the band, lift the back heel, come to an easy twist here. This is our moment to catch our breath in this sequence. Feel nice and long through the back, those muscles we've been working. And we're gonna take it back to a high lunge, grab a hold of that band. You're going to come up to your high lunge, extend the arms up overhead this time. So the band is in between your hands. And then from up overhead, you're going to extend it, but bring it behind your shoulders this time. So you have this really long T position, and feel that spine, your shoulder blades knitting together. And then from this position, you're gonna step up, finding warrior 3. Really spin that back hip so it's parallel to the floor. This is the hardest part of our practice, but you got this. We're gonna take our elbows, bend them in towards you. So you're bringing your hands in close to your shoulders. Exhale, extend, push out. Again, inhale in. I need to get your hair out of the way. Exhale, push. 2 more. Inhale. Woo. This will definitely test your balance here. Exhale, push. Last one, inhale. Exhale, extend, find that full extension through the arms. Bring the band up overhead, down onto the floor. Open up into standing splits. So enjoy this stretch a little bit here. Let's actually bend through the top knee as well so you can relax that top leg. Just really focus on stretching through that supporting leg that we just worked really hard here. And we're going to re-extend that top leg, take it into your plank, coming into your flow. So inhale here. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take a couple of breaths. I know that one sequence is quite intense, so do what you need. Taking deep breaths. Notice how your right leg feels compared to your left here. And let's go ahead and do the other side. Inhale, left leg up, open up the hip, finding your full extension. Exhale, bring it forward. Step between the palms, finding warrior 2. Coming all the way up. Make sure we feel that we're nice and low in the hips. Keep your shoulders and hips square on top of each other. Extend the arms out in front, holding onto the band so it's loose in front of you. And then on an exhale, extend it out. Take it back where you started. Bend the elbows, open up, feel those shoulder blades coming together behind you. And in, extend. All the way out to the side. And forward, bend. Open up your arms and elbows almost like a book. Be careful as we do this that your ribs aren't opening and we're arching, but we're keeping the core all knitted together and engaged. That's why we wanted to start class with all of that core work. This is our last one here, extending out. Forward, bend the arms, open, and in. And now we take it into our side angle with bicep curls. So take that band under your left foot. Whoops, grab a hold of the band wherever it makes sense to you. Left elbow on your left leg, keep the hips low. We're also working that lower body. Here we go. We exhale to bend in, bicep curl. Inhale to extend. Again, exhale and inhale. Again, exhale and inhale and exhale. Inhale, let's do 2 more here. We have exhale and inhale. Last one. And inhale, drop the band, coming to your easy twist. We have our moment of rest. Before our final pose, we will get to cool down after this, so really go for it. Breathing deep, mentally preparing for what's next. Our final last push, here we go. Release the band from under that foot, coming up to your high lunge. Take the arms up overhead first, feeling the band between both hands before we extend it out. Feel the shoulder blades come together behind you. And then from here, stepping up, finding your warrior 3. Pull the belly in here, feel that core. And here we go, we bend the elbows in, keep them close to your body, shoulder blades together, and extend. 3 more times. Inhale to bring it in, exhale, push. Keep the core engaged here. Inhale in, exhale, push. Last time, inhale in, exhale, push. Take the band up overhead, release forward into your standing splits, engaging the glutes, and then just bending that knee. Relax into that stretch. Taking a deep breath, coming into your final vinyasa. Inhale to plank, feel nice and strong. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Take a couple of breaths here in our last down dog. Nice and easy. And then we'll take the knees down, knees apart, toes together, coming to child's pose. So extend your arms, relax your forehead down onto the mat. And just breathe here. Congratulate yourself for getting through that fairly intense series there. Continue to take deep belly breaths. Feeling that heat radiate off the body. Feeling your heart rate return to normal. And staying forward in your child's pose, you're just going to walk your hands over towards the right side of your mat. And you might feel a bit of a strength and lengthening, a bit of a stretch and lengthening through the left side of your back. Continuing to breathe through it. And we'll do that same thing over to the other side. So taking your upper body over to the left side of your mat, feeling a stretch, maybe through the right side of your back. And coming back to center, lifting all the way up to all fours, just like we started class, but this time coming into puppy pose. So keep your hips over your knees here, so we're maintaining that 90-degree angle. You're just lowering your upper body onto your elbows. Relax your forehead down onto the mat. This might be enough for you. Otherwise, if you'd like to progress, you can bring your palms together and then take your thumbs and lift them up, bringing them to touch your upper back behind you. This will just intensify the stretch through your triceps and into your shoulder girdle. Still feel that your belly is pulling in here, so we are still activated through the core. So we're not just letting our lower back hang. Take a couple more breaths here.
really relaxing through that upper body that we worked so hard. And we'll extend the forearms back onto the mat, lift the forehead up, and shoot your hips forward. So we're coming into Sphinx pose here. And the closer your elbows are to your ribs, the more intense the stretch. If you want to ease off, you can always bring them a little bit more in front of you. I'm going to bring mine in a little close to me, lifting the heart up. Make sure your shoulders are shrugging down away from your ears. Getting a little bit more into your mid-back here. Feel your belly expanding and contracting against the mat. And from this position, we'll roll ourselves back down. And you're gonna flip over just like a pancake onto your back. Readjust yourself so you're back on the mat. Nice and easy. We're going to take the hips, lift them up and shift them over to the right side of your mat so they're a little bit off center from the rest of your body. And then your arms can just come beside you here. We're gonna cross the right leg over the left and then just let the knees fall to the right, or sorry, to the left. And your eyes and head can go to the right, so the opposite side. You can keep the eyes open or closed here. We'll be here for a few breaths. Just breathing deep. Feel that both shoulder blades are still on the floor and that this twist is really coming from your navel. And it's all in the lower body. You might even feel a little bit of a stretch into your hip, maybe into your IT band. Wherever you feel it, just breathe through it. And from here, you'll need to power up the core a little bit to bring the knees back to center, uncross the legs. And from here, we'll lift the hips, bring them over to the left side this time. Then crossing the left leg over the right, arms are out beside you. You're going to let your knees fall to the right, eyes and head will go to the left. Keeping both shoulder blades on the floor. Breathing deep. And we will power up the core to come back to center. Uncross the legs, recenter your hips, and opening up into Shavasana. So take up space with your legs, allow your feet to sort of flop open. Your arms can just rest by your sides, shoulders are down away from your ears, palms are facing up. And just take a moment to settle in and really notice the effects of your practice on your body. So if you might feel, because of all that added resistance, you might feel a little bit of extra buzzing through the muscles, particularly in the arms and upper back, maybe even a little bit through the legs, maybe in the core. We'll just take a couple of minutes here, really just allowing our body to integrate all of that hard work that we just did and allowing our heart rate to return to normal, our heat to come back down to normal. And just focusing on the breath, flowing in and out of the body. And gently start to come back into your body. Maybe wiggling fingers and toes, maybe letting your head fall from side to side. Circle through the wrists and the ankles. And when you're ready, just coming onto the right side of your body. Taking a moment to rest here. A couple of breaths before we push and guide ourselves up to a seated position. Maybe crossing the legs, sitting up nice and tall on the sit bones. Just thank yourself for coming on the mat to do this practice today. And we'll bring our hands together in front of our heart, bowing forward. Namaste. Thank you so much for doing this practice with me. I had a lot of fun experimenting with this resistance band and figuring out how we could build strength and incorporate it into this yoga practice. So thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a comment below, let me know, and also don't forget to like and subscribe. And hopefully I will see you on the mat again very, very soon. Bye.